show on the road. Hello, everybody. Good evening. It's Ellen Lewis.
And Ginny.
And I'm going to get us live on Instagram in a minute here, I think. Oh, my goodness. All the tech. There we go. Excellent. Go live. All right. Good, good. Now I can make this all big. All right.
Welcome. Thank you. Welcome to you. This is your space. I like to think of it as my space, too.
So this is your space. Your kids are too old to have had MySpace. You never heard of MySpace, did you?
Oh, yeah, that was like the precursor of
Facebook.
Facebook, right?
Yes.
MySpace, yes.
Yes. My kids all went through that. MySpace.
Okay, yeah, that would be my grandchildren that did MySpace.
Yes, correct. Hey, Jal, how are you? Nice to see you. Happy Wednesday.
Hey, yeah, it's Wednesday.
Did you have a good day today?
I did have a good day today.
What did you do?
Well, I ran a bunch of errands.
That always feels good, doesn't it?
Right. I did. I planned for an early dinner so that I could be here.
My poor family has to wait till I'm done.
And I just, I changed the sheets on the bed.
I do that on Sundays.
Did some laundry.
And you sent me your list of 10 stuff.
And I looked through a bunch of things, a bunch of patterns, so that we could come up with some nice ideas for transitioning into fall. Because last week it was fallish, and we all thought about fall.
Right.
And today it was 90 degrees.
I know. I thought about that. You know, the newsletter, I write the newsletter in advance, and I was so hopeful. It was such wishful thinking.
Actually, I was talking to my husband about that because we were having supper before I came down here, and this thing, here we were thinking fall last week, and so this was the plan for today, and here it is 90 degrees, and who really wants to think about fall right now because we're back into summer again? And he said, but wait a minute, don't you need time to make those things? Oh, Chuck, you have learned so much in the last 20 years.
Oh my God. What is wrong with you can't hear. Is our mic's not on?
Not on? It
Our mic is on.
has a little green light.
Our mic says it's on, and our thing says it's going. Can everybody hear? We're not muted. All right. Hey, Christy. Hey, Barbara. Hey, Rita. Rita, you can't hear, huh? Tell me in the chat if you can hear, okay? Or if there's a problem. Because if there's a problem, I don't know what it is. Because here's our little microphone thing. Bad sound. Very low. Okay, let's see. All right, settings. Audio. Oh, you know why? Because I have the wrong audio on there. Okay, that should be lots better now. Is that lots better now? Because we were using the camera mic before. Oh my gosh. I thought I had checked everything. I should have a checklist. You know, pilots have a checklist.
Pilots have a checklist, right?
They do. Maybe I need a checklist.
Yeah, so you can navigate us.
God, you're so bad. So if you missed our sparkling conversation, we were talking about the fact that the newsletter that went out yesterday was written last week when it was feeling fallish.
Feeling fallish.
And it was kind of wishful thinking, I think. You know, I was going to manifest fall because I'm ready.
Yeah. And then this week, we're back into July.
90-degree weather.
90-degree weather here.
But I think that's the point of tonight's presentation, which is this is the time of year you really don't know what the weather's going to do.
True. Particularly here.
Right.
So, we can have summer weather deep into the end of September.
Oh, yeah.
And so, it was sort of unusual that we had the cooler weather last week in August.
Yeah, that was sort of too much to hope for.
And everybody was talking about it's the end of summer, and I'm thinking to myself, that's not been my experience in Virginia and Maryland. Yeah, up in New England, but not in Virginia and Maryland. So,
well, in all fairness, summer lasts through the 21st of September.
Yes.
So
according to the calendar thing,
yes.
the what are they? Is that one of those equinox things?
Ooh, I think it is. I think it is. Tell me in the chat if you know whether that's
But,
the
I mean, that's
vernal equinox
or some
autumnal equinox.
some kind of
some
thing,
equinox.
some kind of
Vernal
special
must be
name.
the spring one.
Yeah, because that would
Somehow that makes sense to me.
right?
I can't pull the Latin, but
the vern, all I got reminds me of green in French.
yes. Did you study Latin?
No,
No,
I
me
never
either.
took Latin.
Me
Never
either.
took Latin. So
Yeah.
I managed to wiggle my way out of Latin in high school.
We didn't. I don't even think we offered Latin. We both took French.
Yeah,
Yes.
I did French when I was in high school.
I had to send Colton to the grocery store today, and because he's been working on his French, I sent him the grocery list in French.
In French.
Because it's good practice.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
Okay, so 10 summer knits into fall. Because you don't know what the weather's going to do. And it could be that even within a day, it's going to change. Right? Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah.
So what are we looking for when we think about summer into fall knits? What are those things?
For me, it's the ability to just pull something on, when it gets chilly. And certainly when we lived in New England, that was something that I definitely had to have around because you could have that really big change in New
Quickly.
England very quickly. And in fact, I mean, that's what makes the colors so brilliant on the trees. That was explained to me after I moved to Virginia, and I was complaining to a gardener about how we just didn't have those same kind of really different, the maple trees didn't change and other things didn't, wasn't as pretty in the fall in Virginia as it was up in New Hampshire. And he said, well, that's because you can't go from, 50 to, a 50-degree change in one day. And
Here.
But you did have it up there. And it's true. So you did have to have a sweater, a jacket, a wrap, something to pull over you, because it could be in the 70s in the middle of the day, and it could be in the 40s or less.
Is that because of the humidity?
Perhaps, I don't know. I know they have the same kind of thing happen in like Colorado, in Denver, where my kids are, but that's because of the height, the altitude and the fact that the sun is strong when it's out, but once the sun goes down, my goodness, it gets chilly.
Right, like the desert.
Yeah.
It does in the desert. When I think of summer into fall, I think of fall colors and summertime fibers.
Yes, I mean, that's a really good
Right?
combo. Yes, you need to sort of change your palette.
Right.
You think about what the colors are that you go into for fall and winter versus what you're wearing in the spring and summer.
Yeah, because you want to feel fallish. You want to have those warm colors. I mean, I'm not quite ready. I mean, it still is August after all.
August.
I mean,
It's August for a few days.
Halloween is everywhere, in the stores. Pumpkin spice, everything. Very fun.
Yeah.
But I think of fall colors and year-round for this area, year-round fibers, and I think of layers,
Yes.
right? So let's bring up this little presentation, and we can look at this and talk about it. All right, no, not that. That's not what I want. I want that. Yes. Okay. So I could not very well. Whoops. What is that? Okay. I couldn't very well talk about add to stage. Oh, we were removed from the stage. Okay, there we go. So this is a great example to me of a layering piece in sort of a neutral tone that you could wear now, clearly by itself, or under something, or even over something.
Or over something.
Right?
Yeah.
So I think that's great. And this is worked in a cotton yarn that feels, you know, nice and light. All right, I have these 2 monitors up. I thought it was going to be great. Now I'm not so sure. All right. This. Now this was my pick.
Yes, that was one of your
I
picks.
love this so much because you can definitely wear this both by itself, and you know Norma knit this.
Yes.
And she wears it all the time over things, and I think it's a great, you know, transitional kind of piece. Knit in cotton, so I mean it's always appropriate. Don't you wear cotton sweaters in the winter sometimes?
Sometimes, yes. Cotton can be very nice in the wintertime.
Yeah. Okay. So that one, this is one that I have pulled before. It's by Chloe Thurlow. I love her work. Super easy, you know, and fun. And you could change those colors. I mean, this sort of feels very summery with the, there's a fly
There
there.
is a fly that is coming around, and it is just, you know, very annoying.
Yes, sorry. But I like this. Now, would you wear this? Would you knit this? Whoops.
I would knit it, but I would do what I did with the Indulge.
Bring it up higher. Do 2 fronts.
Do 2 fronts.
Right.
Yeah.
So this was your pick.
Yes. But this is not
This
trip.
is not trip.
This
okay.
is not trip.
Yes, I thought I had fixed that, but I
Okay.
didn't. Anyway, this is a different one. What is
Right.
this
And
called?
actually, I'm not sure that is the one that I had sent to you.
This is definitely one of the ones you sent me.
One of the ones. Okay, so this was a Lisa Richardson one, I think. Let me look. But I like the idea that it was the vest. And again, and of course, you know, I like anything that has like stuff to do in the stitching.
This is a very Ginny project, right?
You know, boring knits have their time and their place, but
And their person.
and their person. But mostly, I like to do stuff that requires some attention, and you know, I just feel like it goes faster.
It probably does.
When I can see my progress. It's hard to see progress in just straight stockinette. At least
That's
for
true.
me, it's hard to see progress. So.
Oh, we have a very sad situation.
You have
Nancy,
something?
yeah, she's got hand surgery, so no knitting for her for 4 months. Ay, ay, ay,
Oh,
Nancy,
dear.
I'm so sorry.
Right.
Wow. Not good. That's too bad. So this, I think, the original one was in a cotton, but here you could do that in a lightweight wool or a
Right.
cotton wool blend,
Yeah.
and
So-
definitely wear that. I mean, it looks, again, very summery with the white, but in a navy?
In a navy or in a deep, you know, or even the creative linen in that really pretty deep rosy color that it has. That's a very fall-looking color. Yeah, there's that fly.
This fly is going to be
fly-
the death
that fly
of me.
is going to
One of us is
really-
going to die.
One of us is going to, well, hopefully the fly is going to die.
Yes, we hope it's not me. It might kill me.
Right.
Okay, so we'll get the name of this out there for you. Okay, this next one. Okay, this my daughter Elizabeth is knitting. Okay, we have a question for you, Jenny.
Yes.
Do you use charts to follow your progress for patterns like this?
Absolutely. I love charts.
Here, hang on, let me bring this up for you.
Okay.
All right. Okay, you can talk about charts.
Okay, I love charts, and in fact, if there is no chart and there is a sort of intricate pattern thing where they just do the row by row, I'll draw the chart, because I just like to have a chart in front of me. It is so much easier for me to mark off the rows that I'm doing and know where I stand on a thing. And for the most part, I mean, there are repeats. There are repeats both vertically and horizontally for most stitch patterns. So yeah, so was this Grow? Was it Grow?
Oh yes, that was Grow.
Grow by Lisa
Grow.
Richardson.
I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Yep. I thought I had fixed all those.
Yeah.
Charts are great. Tell me in the chat. Tell us in the chat if charts, if you're a pro chart or team chart or team written out.
Team written out.
Yeah, I'd love to hear in the chat because I have a thought on this. I was talking about this. I finished up that Rowan Connect class today, and we were talking. We had the Q&A session, and we were talking about why charts are so hard for some people. They don't tell you. Charts don't tell you what to do.
No, they only give you a picture of the right side of the fabric.
Bingo.
Right, they give you a picture of the right side of the fabric. But what's interesting to me is, I mean, many years ago, I mean, one of my early years here at Crazy for You, I was doing a lace class with some people, and we were doing, we did 3 relatively simple lace patterns so that they could get the idea of how to do the lace, and then I sent them home with some written instructions and told them that they needed to come back with a chart. They needed to write the chart. But having looked at charts for several of the different patterns that we had done and knowing what the symbols are, they were able to write the chart out so that they could see, going from the written word to the picture. But you do have to remember, it is the right side of the fabric that you're looking at. So
right. So let's see. Barbara says, let's see, a lot of our viewers are not chart people. Let's see.
I'm so sorry for you.
Okay, Marcus says, written out. Barbara says, I don't like charts. Diane says, maybe this is fold vest? Is that fold?
Maybe it's fold.
Maybe it's fold.
I had 2 on here that I sent to you.
I didn't pick them both because they were sort of similar.
Okay. Yeah, they were similar. Fold. Where is what do I have here? I know.
Hey, Irina. Hey, Christy. Hey, Mary.
Fold. Martin Story. Yes.
Yep, you're right, Diane.
Right.
Fold.
This is Fold. This is Fold by Martin Story, and it's in cotton glacé, not creative linen.
Okay, well that is totally my typo. So let me bring this back up here where we are. Yes, we were here.
Yeah, because grow is grow is more of, grow is more of like a diagonal, diamond pattern.
But it's very similar to this.
It's similar to this. It's a similar shaping.
Right. So I just thought it was kind of interesting for the 2 of us. We both had picked a vest, and my vest was a plain stockinette with stripes, and yours was like this, oh my gosh, cabled monstrosity. I mean, I think it's gorgeous, but I couldn't pick that up and put it down in the way that I need to when I'm knitting.
Okay. Even if you had a little piece of tape across a chart?
I probably could. It's just, I like to knit to kind of just have something to do with my hands. Right. All right. Okay, so there's that. All right.
But it is a Martin Story. So you had that part right, the Martin Story.
Okay. Let's see, Anne says, I'm doing Courtland and I should have made a chart. Instead, corresponding columns are happening. Oh, no. Courtland is beautiful. Yeah, I knew what you meant. Yeah. Okay, so I talked to Elizabeth today. Elizabeth is my oldest daughter who knits. And she went to the yarn store in Seattle and bought vintage for this. She wanted another yarn, and she said they have a new owner. They had sold this store. I had met the other owner when I was out there with her. But this the new owner tried to sell her 2 different dye lots. And she's like, I didn't just fall off the turnip truck. She didn't say that. No, okay. But, I mean, there's a lot of things she could have said. Like, do you know my mom owns a yarn store? I'm not going to take
What do you mean you want to sell me 2 different dye lots?
I mean, honestly, she probably could have gotten away with it. She could have done one on the hood and whatever.
Or alternated them.
I hate that, right? But I thought this was really cute. And again, this is sort of a more youthful take on that vest. Yeah. The sleeveless kind of hoodie thing, which I thought was super cute.
Which will go great over, a long sleeve tee.
Yeah, a turtleneck.
A turtleneck, if you are, looking at cooler weather.
Right. Right. And now I sort of feel like vintage is kind of all season, I mean, it's a wool blend.
It's a wool blend.
You're not going to wear it in August.
No, not here anyway.
No, not here. Maybe in Massachusetts or
Here, Maine.
Maine. Yes, Maine. All right. Okay, so what do we have next? Okay, I love this one. This is a very Maine kind of sweater.
Okay, that's the one we have.
Yes,
here.
we have this
We have the
sample
sample here. Yes.
But
Right.
this was shown in a spring summer collection.
Right.
And I can't really picture that here in spring
No.
summer. But
No.
for transition, you know, this is long sleeved,
Right.
creative linen,
Creative linen.
right? I love Lisa Richardson's stuff.
Yeah. Again, you know, this is my kind of sweater with those cables and things that are on there. And yeah, it is very definitely New Englandy. I could absolutely picture myself wearing that on the rocky coast of Maine.
And what would you wear that with? You see, she's got on shorts.
She's got on shorts, but you know that's actually what you could do, because in my experience, you know, your legs don't get cold as quickly as your upper body gets cold when the sun goes down.
My
Really.
feet get cold.
You know, your feet might get cold, but your legs don't get cold, and she probably has shoes on. So, or she's on the beach and the sand stays warm.
Oh, that sounds lovely. Yes.
So,
Okay, so I did like this, and
Yeah.
this is something sort of a crossover.
yeah,
And I think it's really good for you and me to pull these because we have different aesthetics, you know,
Yeah,
in a
yeah.
lot of ways.
yeah. Ellen said she had picked some stuff, and so I sat down this morning and I sent her a list and said, "These are my picks."
Right. All right.
We'll see
so-
what the crossover was.
Okay, so I think there's nothing more classic than a Breton sweater. The French call it a marinière.
All right. Well, yeah. Okay.
And I think this is a really nice one. This one has set-in sleeves, but it's knit in the round, and it has waist shaping. I think this is so cute. I love that. Would you wear that?
Yes, I would wear that. In fact, you know, I'm making that lily,
Oh,
which is
yeah.
the Breton kind
Yes.
of thing, with the blue and white stripes, and I'm almost finished with that one.
Yeah, I think this is super cute. I went down the rabbit hole looking at traditional French, you know, sweaters, not hand knit, but you know,
Yeah,
commercially
commercially
created,
made,
to see kind of what was the traditional.
Right. Well,
And-
you know, this is the mime wears the Breton sweater.
Correct.
Right.
Well, you know what I noticed is that the traditional aspect of this is that the stripes stop at the armhole and at the sleeve cap, traditionally, if you're doing a knit, because with a set-in sleeve, then you get where the stripes match up.
Right.
But they don't. That fly. They don't match. They don't match up if you're doing a drop shoulder,
Right.
and they don't match up if you carry them on up with your set-in sleeve.
True. They don't.
So,
Yeah.
so I thought this was really cute. I would definitely make this in a cotton or a linen.
Or a linen, or you know, yeah, maybe even soft jack.
Oh yeah, that would be beautiful. Yeah, that would be really pretty. So the Imperfect Stitcher says, I like your explanation of a chart as a picture, but written instructions provide explanations. Yes, that's exactly right. That is exactly what happens with the written instructions.
Absolutely.
But it's so easy to mess up those written instructions, you know?
Yeah, I think what happens with the written instructions, particularly if it's not just a simple, like purl back,
Right.
on things, that people get confused of the written instructions when you're knitting. You're knitting right to left, but your instructions read left to right.
Right. Whereas with a chart,
Whereas with a
You're
chart, you
working-
look at, you're going this way, and yeah, I mean, when you're going back, you got to go back this way, but you're, you know, and you're doing the reverse of what the thing shows you. So I mean, you have to get your head wrapped around that. But
For sure.
I just love charts. You know, I much prefer having a chart to written instructions.
yeah,
So,
I think so too. All right, where are we? Oh, let me do this. Oh my goodness. I have two screens and they're not in the order they should be. All right, here we go. Yay.
Poor Ellen, she does all of the technical stuff. I just kind of show up.
It's all good. Okay. Oh, this is finally Trip.
This is Trip. And if you can see, it's hard to see in the big picture of the card.
That's why I put this little
you can
inset.
see that. I mean, there is some stitch work going on there, and I just thought this was really cool. I love the way this looks. It's classic, just open cardigan, something that you could have lying around, and it gets cool, and you just grab it, and you either throw it over your shoulders or you stick your arms in the sleeves. So,
We actually had this at Vogue Knitting Live in January. And Jennifer, yes, loungewear. Isn't that, you could put that on. Can't you see yourself getting up in the morning when it's chilly and you get your pajamas on and you could just pull that on?
Over.
So easy and comfortable.
Yeah. I just like, when I was scrolling through the various things, I thought, oh man, I really love this. Actually, there were several Martin Story things. I'm thinking, oh, this sounds like a Martin Story fan club.
Kind of was, wasn't it? I did notice that, and you had several of that were very similar to this.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, "That's Ginny. She is clear on her personal style."
Right.
Yes, Christy says Martin Story is her favorite,
Yeah.
and Lisa Richardson too.
Lisa Richardson
I really
and
like her.
I like Georgia Farrell.
Yep, Georgia.
And, very very classic stuff that they do.
Right. That's a very kind of Rowan thing.
Yeah.
This did not mean to be a Rowan fan club. Okay, so this was also your pick. I was surprised to see this on your list.
Well, I think it's kind of cute. I think of it more as a jacket.
Yes.
Because it has the collar, and I thought it was kind of cool. It comes in a kid size.
Oh yeah.
She has the pattern for the kids too. And again, it has really interesting stuff happening there. Over the pocket, in the shoulder area, the bodice, So, and then the button area, the buttonhole, the bind, and then down on the bottom. It isn't just plain stockinette. It's got real interest that's happening. So
it would be fun to knit.
It would be fun to knit, and it's a nice little jacket again. It's so.
Do you think those pockets are picked up, or are they sewn on later? The flaps.
The flaps. I think the flaps might be picked up and then brought down. Extra things down on it. But it looks like the pocket itself.
Yeah, it's hard to tell with that.
It's hard to tell with that picture, and I didn't pull down the instructions. So, but I just thought it was cute.
Yeah.
I really,
Rose says. Some Levi jacketish. Levi meets Chanel. I think that's
there
perfect.
we go. Oh, I love that. Yes.
Exactly, Rose. Levi meets Chanel. Super cute. Yeah, I think that's great. Okay. Okay, this was your pick too, and I will tell you, you probably put 3 garments that were nearly identical to this on your list. No, I get it. I get it. I love it. I just thought it was so cute that you did that.
I've actually made this one.
Yes,
I
and it
have
looks
made this
great
one,
on you.
and I love it. And it's just one of those really comfortable things to pull on. You need a little warmth, and so you just throw it on. And I do. I have several open vests that are similar to this, but they're different. This one is sort of straight knit.
This is ribbed.
This is ribbed. It's a knit purl thing. So all the way. The way.
Was this boring for you?
Well, yes, it's sort of boring, but you get into the mode of doing it, and so actually by mode, right?
Yes, this was from the first mode book.
It was from the first mode book, right? But you do get into the rhythm of doing it, so it became sort of a mindless.
Yeah.
But enjoyable, and I do love it. It's just one of those really comfortable. As I said, it's very comfortable. It's something that you can throw on over anything.
So, and I love how they have styled it in the 2 different ways. One over like the white blouse, which would be a very sort of spring look, and then over that I happen to know is knit in Kid Classic. It's got over that Kid Classic
over the Kid
sweater.
Classic sweater, right?
Right.
So you could do it, and it's an alpaca soft decay, which is a warm yarn.
Yes.
I mean, I love alpaca soft decay, but it is a warm yarn. And so again, I think that's something, I mean, it's a DK. You know, I'm thinking, you know, you could probably play around.
Cotton cashmere.
Cotton cashmere, right. So
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
yeah, or yeah, so it's just a, you know, it's a simple, you know, throw-on vest.
It always looks so sharp on you because you're nice and tall. And what would you say if somebody were, you know, more petite?
I would probably make sure that it didn't go further than the knee.
Good point. Yes, the knee. So you think that's sort of the spot?
I think that's kind of the spot. You probably, if it were somebody petite, they'd have to work on the armhole.
That's a deep armhole.
It's a very
I noted
it is
that,
a very
yeah.
deep armhole. And
What would you say? Is that a 12-inch armhole? 14?
probably at least 12, yeah, because it's deep on me. It's very deep on me. And so we've been talking a lot lately about armhole depths for and fit. So I mean that's one of those things that you would probably need to check out depending on your preference.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that deep armhole is a style statement.
I think it's a style statement, and I think it's also to allow you to do a number of undergarments.
Right.
Of the things that what you're going to layer it over.
Yes. So we have a couple folks who like it. Agree with you.
Yeah.
This was your pick too.
Yes. And this was just a simple, you know, cardigan in the subami, which has some silk in it. So
wait, we have a question on this one. Let me go back to it. And her question is, do you think a 5'5" person could look good in this? Would look good in this? I
think you would have to adjust the length so that it was what's a flattering length for your body. I'm almost 5'10", so you know that makes.
And you have a lot of leg.
I have a lot of leg. Yes, most of my height is in my leg. I keep telling you know my husband is 6'2", 3", and my inseam is 2 inches longer than his.
Yes.
So when you see us together, if you look at our waists, his waist is here and my waist is there.
So here's a thought she had, or make it longer to be a duster.
You could, then you would have to bring it all the way down to, but I think that might be overpowering for somebody that's 5'5".
I don't know. You think?
Yeah. You would have to
a
bring
lot of it depends on how your body's proportioned.
Right, true. I mean, you'd have to bring it down. If it's going to be a duster, then it really is going to have to come down below, you know, maybe to the upper part of your calf.
Yeah, mid-calf, I would say. Yeah.
So,
I like it, though. I love your sense of style there. I think that, and I love your ability to kind of think outside the box on that. So let's see, Betty. Hey, Betty. She likes the boxy cardigan. Is it knitted in the round? It is not knitted in the round. So let's have a look back at that one. So this is boxy cardigan. This is not knitted in the round. It's seamed, and it has a set-in sleeve. And I'm going to talk for a second. We are going to talk for a second about why Noro doesn't get knitted in the round so much. And you don't get the same impact of the color, right? When you knit something in the round, that color shift is stretched across twice the width. So let's bring this back up and have a look. So if you see this particular sweater, you see that big stripe of pink and then the big stripe of green. You'd lose that because you'd have to spread that height of that green, you'd have to spread all of that around, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got to think about it. I mean, if you're going in the round, you know, for this, you know, you've got twice as much horizontal, so your vertical colors, you know, they're just going to be squished.
Right.
So, you know, it's not going to have the, as Ellen says, it's not going to have the impact. Those the color striping is not going to be as wide, and so I think it's just going to lose something. You know, we talk about, there are people who get really unhappy with Noro striping because, like you could see, I mean, the sleeve striping is not matching up with the front striping. One front side is not matching up with the other front side.
Yeah.
And they're not going to match up with the back. It's actually sort of unusual. It just happenstance, I think, that the back kind of matched up with the sleeve.
I think they worked on that.
They might have
I
worked
think they
on it. They might have worked
engineered
on it, but that's not really going to happen for the most part. And you just need to embrace that.
Right.
Like,
Rita made this, remember?
yeah. Mm-hmm. So, but again, you know, I just thought this was kind of cute, and it's the kind of yarn that would work well for transitioning into fall.
Yeah, this is a woolen silk
Woolen
blend.
silk blend, right.
Beautiful.
Mhm.
Yeah, lovely. Okay, let's see what else we got. Okay. This one. Also your pick. I love this.
Yes,
Terry made this.
Terry made, yeah. This was very popular. We had this for the trunk show, right? When the magazine came out, and everybody really liked this, the way it looked. And no, it's kind of the same idea. If it's a jacket with a collar on it, and it's in the Hanui silk, which is just kind of, you know,
So
pretty.
yummy.
It's pretty. It's pretty colors. It's the way it moves from the light to dark in the various colors. I mean, this is just one of the colors, but they have darker ones and lighter ones.
Do you know what this reminds me of a little bit? Do you remember the 24/7? Look at those side pockets.
Oh yeah.
And the stand-up, like the little stand-up collar.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I
Yeah,
have
you have two of those.
two of those.
Yes.
Yes. In
So-
fact, I thought about, you know, some of those too, but I thought maybe I would stick more with the, you know, the yarns that we have,
The
most
current.
of the current yarns.
That's okay.
Right. Mhm.
I think this is really cute. This Hanui silk is a beautiful yarn.
Yes,
It does feel very yummy.
it does. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, we have a couple more. Okay, and I was surprised to see this on your list. Because,
I'm not a poncho person. I keep saying I'm not a poncho person.
yeah. Okay, so Diane has a comment. No, I can't remember. It's not Diane, but all right. For the sleeves, I would expect the stripes in a given color to have more rows than the same color of the body. Yeah, they actually do. If you
Right.
look close at it, you've got a wider section of color on the sleeves than you do on the body. We can go back and look at that in a bit if you want. It's subtle, but yeah, it's definitely there.
It's not going to be as apparent as it would be if you were doing it in the round.
Yes.
Because when you think about it, you know, the sleeve is going to be relatively close to a front.
And I think that's the point, is that
Yeah.
we're talking about a cardigan. So
Right.
comparing the sleeve, the width of the color, or the height of the color in the sleeve versus the height of the color in the one front, you're not going to have a huge difference.
Right.
But the back
The back
versus
is going
the
to be
sleeve.
the back is going to be a little bit narrower than what the sleeve is going to be. Yeah.
Right, right.
So-
But I had forgotten about that being, you know, the cardigan with the two. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why that is.
Okay.
Okay, so you're, like I said, you're not typically a,
I am not typically a poncho person, but I know this is a very popular pattern. Many of our customers have made this, mostly in the felted tweed, I think. But it is kind of a cool thing that you can just kind of throw over you. And
Sorry.
and I don't think, you know, I think for me, if I don't have one of these, but if I were to make one, I think I would be comfortable in it because the felted tweed is a really malleable fabric.
yes,
It's
lots
not,
of drape.
it's not, it has a lot of drape to it, and so it wouldn't be something that I would feel constrained with my arms So
Yeah, you're
you
gonna
can-
like
you're
this
gonna-
one.
Yeah, you can move around. You can drive a car. I mean,
Yeah.
you can move your arms around.
Well,
so-
it's large enough too. You
Yeah,
know, you
it's
have
large
enough
enough,
ease.
too.
So
Yeah.
let me show you this because this is more your style, I think. This, the
yeah.
plush poncho, also big,
right.
but it's got a little stitch pattern in there. It's very subtle, but can
Yeah,
you
it's
see
very
there's
subtle,
a little
yeah.
stitch pattern in there? So it wouldn't be mindless and
It wouldn't be as mindless, right?
miles and miles of stock in it. You wouldn't be ready to.
And Alpaca Classic is a lovely yarn,
And light.
and light, and light.
So I thought this would be really cute too. You know, as an option. So, all right. So
And again, Martin's story.
yes, of course. We do love our Martin story.
You do.
You know, we're going to go see him when we have the trip to Rowan. All right. Christy said, I made the plush poncho. Ooh, did you? What color did you do, Christy? I'm thinking I would make this, you know. This is just the kind of thing that you take on a trip and you knit it and you have it and, you know, you do it in a really great color.
Yeah.
You know, something that's
Something that's going to, you know, be within your palette, but is going to, you know, bring out the other colors that you're wearing. It's going to, you know, really just pull a pop. You
Yeah.
need a pop.
yeah, that would be
This
good.
is not a pop, but
No, this is
this
a
is very
basic.
different, neutral, but, you know, but I think it would be fun in a pop.
Yeah, this would go with everything. Yeah, that one would go with everything. So, all right. Well, that is our summer into fall. We are very excited. We are getting ready for lots of Rowan coming in. It's already started.
already here, yeah.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, it's
You-
really
you-
kind of appalling.
You can't walk around the storeroom at all, at all.
And we brought in the mode line, which, you know, that we'll talk about later on, but that's a whole nother story. Very interesting.
Yes.
But we have our tea coming up. Not this weekend, but the next weekend.
Next weekend is the tea.
Yes.
So,
So that'd be
want to
fun.
look at the tea?
I do. I wanted to share with you guys the tea box. So our actual tea in store is such a kind of an iconic thing that we do every season, and so many of our customers are not able to be here with us. So we put together a Rowan tea box for you, tea in a box. So you've got, so what we do is everybody gets a copy of the magazine, and yep, the magazine, yep, and a tasting of the featured yarns, and we have a little scone mix, and we have a little thing of tea sachets. They're not tea bags, they're much higher end than that, not tea sachets. And we have 2 jams and some lemon curd and scone mix and little, I know they're not as good as your homemade, but these are little shortbreads and a Rowan yarn. So super fun. So if you are interested in the Rowan tea, but you can't be here with us, this is a nice way for you to sort of be with us when we have our tea together. You can have it from your own home. So I thought that was really fun. So very, very excited about having that happen. You're not going to be here. This is the first tea you've ever missed.
Yeah, I'm going to miss the tea, but I'm going to be with great-granddaughters.
Oh, yeah, that's
They
better.
both have birthdays coming up the next week and a half. In fact, tomorrow is the 3-year-old's birthday. And then the 6-year-old is the 10th. So we're splitting the difference and doing birthday parties in New York
Nice.
next weekend.
Well, good. Family first.
Family first.
Okay, ladies, thank you so much for being here. I hope that this has been fun for you and maybe a little inspiring. And next week, we'll be back with a full look at Rowan 76 and all the designs in there. So I'm super excited to share that with you.
Right.
You love them?
Yeah, I really like a bunch of them.
Yeah.
So
I-
too many for me to knit completely.
I would just start them and then leave them in a pink bag somewhere. Oh, yeah, everybody does it. Okay, thank you guys so much for being here. It's lovely to see you. And if you're new and you're not a subscriber, we would love to have you subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up and leave a comment. So thanks so very much, and we will see you next time.